Hey guys, it's Autumn here, and today we are flipping through my third sketchbook that I've ever filled. So I just wanted to start off on the cover because there are a couple stickers on here, and I don't think on the last few have had as many stickers. So this is Sarah Hopkins' art sticker. I got to meet her at a Comic-Con. Her work is gorgeous. This is a Disney Vacation Club sticker. This is from Massanutten, which is in Virginia. It's a resort. It's really pretty, and I got to go there on vacation last summer. And then we got Daredevil, who is also from Comic-Con that I got to go to. So, I have been working on this book since August 25th, 2018, and I finished it on July 29th, 2019. And it's the third sketchbook of the series of sketchbooks I have been working on. So we've got this first little doodle, which I do on every page, which is just a character doodle to warm up. This was, I think, just a drawing I came up with, no reference or anything. I wanted to draw a girl with glasses, so I did, and she's drawn with red and purple coal erase. Just another red pencil doodle. I think she was drawn from reference, drawing from Pinterest. Because I liked this big coat. I thought it was really cute. So I drew that. She was not from she was from reference. She was from reference for this dress. And I just kind of put in the rest. I did a couple, foot studies because I was having a hard time drawing feet. Specifically from this angle, I was having a really difficult time. And I don't think this is quite the right size, but... So this is my character Jack. I focused on him last Inktober. He has his own series of illustrations that go along with him. This was just a doodle that I did with very minimal underwork for legs and stuff. I just kind of sketched her out, and I really liked the way this doodle came out when I did it. And I feel like this hand came out really nice. Just more doodles. Kind of stuff I was drawing. I tend to draw in the Prismacolor Cool Erase pencils. They're one of my favorites, actually. And I straight up just order the purple ones in a 12 set because they're my favorites. So, and then just another doodle. I am noticing, though, in the beginning of this sketchbook, the eyes are a lot larger and the rest of the facial... English is my first language. I am so good at it. The rest of the facial features are a bit smaller and more squished on the face. Same here, just a doodle. This was me spitballing and finally narrowing down what Simon looks like. This is prior to Inktober. So Simon is Jack's husband, so it's Simon McBrien, married to Jack McBrien. And it's just kind of all of the things about him. They have a pet chicken, which is something I sketched for Inktober. A lot of the stuff that I did for Inktober was drawn very, very early on in the sketchbook and was drawn, and then I did each inking of the piece and coloring daily. So that way I had time to do everything because I didn't have time to draw every single day. But yeah, so he's Asian American, big nerdy boy, glasses, soft boy. Cozy sweaters, black jeans, cons and combats, so matches shoes with this outfit, soft floof hair, green eyes, and then just all kinds of different things about him. This was my finale for Inktober. This was them dressed up as the last two prompts, so Slice and Jolt. Jolt was a soda in the 90s, I think, so I took that and made it into Simon's costume, and then I dressed up Jack like a slice of pizza, and he was unhappy with it, and it was really cute. And then I just drew a slice of pizza and a can of Jolt to kind of warm up for it. And I love this little doodle of Simon. I think this is what I used for the final image. Sketch I didn't really care for. I don't really care for it now. A little bean doodle. That's kind of what I've taken to calling the style of drawing that I do, is like a bean. Same here, just a little bean drawing. I think I was trying to replicate this one here, and it just didn't turn out as nicely. But yeah, I'm noticing eyes are still really big in a lot of these. This was... Hi, Murphy. Hi. My dog just came in the room. Hi, buddy. So this was me drawing myself. I didn't like this one as much, but it was kind of the style I wanted, and then I ended up going with this one. This was after I'd gotten my iPad, so I did this on Procreate. I think there's a video of it somewhere. Me testing out different ways of doing the eyes. Just a doodle lady, as I said. This is in October, so this is around the time I started playing D&D. Another Jack doodle. He's in here a couple times, Simon's in here a couple times, just working on their characters. This is the first ever illustration of Alexandra. So if you don't know who Alexandra is, she is my Dungeons & Dragons character for the campaign I play in college. She is in my favorite character to work on for so many reasons, but this is the first iteration of her. The only part I think that's actually stayed part of her design is her head, is this style still for the most part. I mean, I've changed her facial features so they're a little bit more unique and a bit less just cookie cutter, this is how I draw my characters. So, and then this color scheme is completely gone. There's a very, very end of this book, there's another version of her that I really like. That's the final version of her costuming and her design. I got new Winsor Newton ink, which is these guys. I got the set of the basic ones, and then I recently got the gold, silver, black, and white set. So just a little doodle. I got dice for D&D. I don't know which set in particular, but I have a rather large dice bag full of dice. So pick a color, any color, and then I've got specific sets and things. But yeah, I have a lot of dice, so I must have marked the first time that I got my first dice in here. I think this was me trying to draw Alexandra and then not getting the face quite right. Another trying to come up with costuming ideas, and I didn't care for it. Simon and Jack, I doodled them. I wanted to make this a specific illustration, but I have not had time to do it yet. I love the way Simon came out on this page. He just looks so cute and tiny. I ended up going back and doodling him again like this. The proportions aren't quite right for the way he's sitting here, but I feel like the way it turned out was pretty good. And then I just did a page that's kind of things that Simon has that are important. He's got his book that he writes in, blueberry tea in his mug, his glasses, some books. I put Lost Hero because that's one of my favorite Rick Riordan books, so. But yeah, I like Simon. This was an outfit from Pinterest. So I drew it on the 20th of October and then colored it on the 27th. I must have been tired from Inktober, so I took a break. The coloring isn't bad. I think I smudged it a little bit though, or it could have been smoother. I like this one a lot. I like just the style of it. It feels very cohesive and I like the way it looks. I'm noticing that as I go, the eyes and the facial features are switching sizes and I'm trying to figure out how I like to draw it. Her eyes are pretty big, but I like this posing and I feel like I did a nice job with this outfit. I mean, it's not perfect and she's a little stiff, but I like this. Just another doodle. Whenever I'm sketching, I tend to just draw ladies and kind of mess around with my idea. So there's that. She's just a vampire apparently getting sucked up in ooze. I tried to draw a bird because I've been trying to come up with a bird sticker design for forever because I want one. Messing around with mouth designs, trying to figure out how I like to draw them. I think there's another page like this further on. I had trouble with my style in here for quite a bit. I couldn't get how I wanted things to look correct. She's got a weird haircut that covers most of her eyes, which I don't know why I did that. Just another bean design. She was an angry lady. I guess I wasn't vicious. I wasn't angry, but I liked her hair, but she looks vicious, very vicious. So she's kind of neat. I like the idea for the different shaped pupil, but I don't normally do a pupil. Just messing around with some pens, I think. Just kind of doodling because it's bored. It's supposed to be a corseted dress. Some of the people I've shown this to didn't see that, so that's on me, but I like this kind of design. Just another doodle. Her mouth is very weirdly off kilter, and that's definitely not the way I would draw that now. Practicing a realistic eye, which I do every now and again to try and completely understand it. I feel like this is the closest I've gotten in a very long time to it being realistic, though. I drew this on Halloween, funny enough. But yeah, I feel like it's pretty close. I don't particularly care for this. I feel like this is not quite the right shape. But I even got the waterline and the eyelashes in there, and I feel like it turned out okay. Just some lips, because lips. She's got a star-shaped pupil. I think I was playing with that shape idea again. I do a lot of pen doodles when I get bored, so that's what that is. Coming up with an idea for my ink painting with the Winsor Newton inks that I got. There is a video for this. Drawing bangs for like the first time ever since I was younger. Like coming up with like a good way to draw straight bangs, and I really like the way she turned out. Eyes are a little big for my style now, but I like this. I feel like it works. Trying to replicate the way she looks here. I don't think I got the head movement quite right, but it's what I ended up using for the final illustration. You'll also notice I'm avoiding drawing ears. I don't know why I'm doing that. Ears aren't that difficult. Just another doodle face. She's got kind of a weird square jaw. Pen doodles, I don't particularly care for either of these. I think they're both kind of weird and outlandish, but I guess I liked them, so. I drew this in one of my art classes. Yeah, this has got like lists of notes on the back of it. But I had a visual arts class in the morning, and I would get really bored really quick, because who wants to listen to a professor ramble on at 9 o'clock in the morning? So I would draw on the back of my paper, and I really liked the way this one came out. Just, it's really weird and creepy given how I normally draw, but I like this one a lot. I was feeling angsty, I guess, and I drew these. And then this is Craig, the Dragon Turtle. This is from our Chaotic Evil campaign that we were playing. So Craig is a dragon turtle from D&D, and he's played by our friend Chris. And he just kind of yells at us and carries us around, because we walk very slow. Just another pen doodle. Some more doodling. I think I was playing around with style here, which is like, this is more of the way that I used to draw with just the single pupil with no closed bottom. This was more of a Casey Golden style with like the pupil facing one direction. This was more my normal style. I was drawing hands because hands are weird, and I definitely agree with me. And this is just a lot of writing. This was a poem I wrote for somebody. I was uninspired this day, but I tried to draw anyways. But yeah, this is a poem I wrote for someone. This is a pen doodle. Not super fan of this one either. The proportions are weird. More pen. Lots of pencil. Derpy, which is, I have a hard time drawing 3/4 angle facing this way. This 3/4 I tend to have an easier time with, but I was trying to see if I could flip the face, and I couldn't. I've actually gotten a little bit better at this because I've just practiced more, and I draw a lot more than I used to, so working on that definitely is helpful. Just a doodle. I think this was at con. I think I got bored at con and I started to doodle. This was also at con. My friends came up with the idea of anxiety cosplay, which is a thing. You can go look at their cosplays if you want. I am personally not a part of it because I don't cosplay as often as they do. I only do for Comic-Con, and that's it. Winter Girl redraw. I did this. I was playing with ideas for red and green with the Autocano watercolors. I don't know if I made a video on them. I might have. I can't remember. But this is a Winter Girl redraw. This is the idea I ended up going with. I draw her again on the next page, but I liked her emotion and the way she was posed better. I feel like her shoulders are definitely too wide, though. That's something I would fix. And then this is just ideas, which is kind of a waste of a page, but not terrible waste. Me trying to draw and not being able to draw, because that happens a lot in the sketchbook. Another Winter Girl, and I don't like this one. I even say I like the first one better, so I'm just gonna skip that one. This is the Santa Hat Girl. I think I redrew her as well. She is an old illustration, one of the first ones I did with markers, so I like her a lot. She's just another pen doodle. The face is a little bit weird. Another pen. And then we've got Dalkin of Barbs, or Dalkin the Dick, depending on which title you would know better. Dalkin is from our D&D campaign. He was the first major villain, and we've kind of forgotten about him at this point. Even though our characters wouldn't have. We're kind of doing other questing at the moment because we have no leads on him. So we're waiting on that. But yeah, Dalkin of Barbs, or Dalkin the Dick. Another Dalkin doodle, pen doodle. I kind of like the way this one came out. I feel like this is much more cohesive and it looks better. Another pen doodle. I like her hair. I feel like her proportions are a little wonky, but I like her hair a lot. It's very flowy and has a lot of movement. Just a pencil sketch, guy pencil sketch, because I don't draw guys a whole lot, so I was practicing. His eyes are very misshapen and large, and hers are very large as well. So this was an art challenge my dad challenged me to, which was to draw skulls and things of that nature for a week, as opposed to pretty girls and guys. So my dad is a tattoo artist. So he draws a lot of like skulls and very intricate designs and things of that nature. I don't. I do kind of more simplistic cartoony things. So he challenged me to a week-long competition to see if I could draw like he would. So skulls. First day, kind of rough. Second day, better. I like this idea that I came up with. Another pen doodle. And I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't liking it. I wasn't getting any better. So I gave up. I still have technically 3 days to do if I ever wanted to finish that. A pencil doodle, which I kind of like. I think I used this as a base for one of the NSI drawings that I did. I think I used it for Daisy because it had a face shape similar to her. And then I just adjusted the eyes and put glasses and such on it. Pen doodle on a piece of paper from my art class, covering up a bad sketch. But yeah, this was from my art class. I don't remember what project this was, but I guess I could see if I can get it open. It's Visual Arts 3D. I don't know which one though. Another sketch. I was thumbnailing for an idea and I didn't like anything, so I gave up. Some more doodles. This was a watercolor piece that I did. I got artboard from a friend of mine, or like watercolor boards, so I was using that. Some more doodles. I like her a lot, and I like her a lot. She has just like a very nice standing energy, and then she's got a good movement to her, and I like it because I always have a hard time with getting movement correcting characters. So I like these two a lot. I feel like they were pretty successful. This is in the new year now, so this is how quickly I move through the rest of the sketchbook. So just a standing girl. I was trying to figure out how to draw feet, and this proportioning is weird. She turned out to be a Steven Universe girl. I adjust her face because her cheek's out just a little too far, and her shoulders are just a bit wide, even with the coat. So I adjusted that. Weird band dude who actually reminds me of Caleb Woodagast. I started watching Critical Role around this time, if not earlier. So I was probably mildly inspired by Caleb without even realizing it. So a weird big eye, which is very large. Doodle girl, large eyes again. Here's my other practice page. I think I actually did some of this on a live stream. Yeah, I think I did the mouth and the eyes and stuff on a live stream as warm-ups. So I did a bunch of mouths. This one didn't look like a mouth to me. It looked more like a really creepy eyeball. So I turned it into an eyeball. And then just mouths, trying to get like the shapes right and the way that I like them. Another eye, not super realistic, but like a practice eye. Lips, Steven's Gemstone, because I think I was focusing on Steven Universe, because that was around the time Change Your Mind got announced and was getting ready to go live. So I was very excited for that. My brother and I actually drew together for once. This was for a live stream. So I drew Dorian from Dragon Age Inquisition for one of my followers in chat, Rowan. And then my brother drew like a weird little guy with a knife, and I really like this. My brother doesn't like to draw very much anymore, so getting him to sit and draw with me was really nice, because I like the way he draws. He's got his own little doodle style, and it looks good. This is my brother's D&D character, August Storm. So he's, what is it, a Jensei, blue skin, cloud hair, that kind of stuff. So he's pretty cool. This was just my rough idea because I was mad at my brother and he wanted me to draw his character. So I drew his character very, very rough. This is actually from a video, so I'm going to kind of just skip over it. It's from a colored pencil video. These are some more very recent sketches because there is a 2-month gap between when I drew in this. So, well, I mean, there's an even bigger gap before that. So it goes, this I never marked and never signed. And I don't have dates for a lot of these pages because I've got it marked for the 3rd of January. And then the next mark is for April. And then I didn't draw again until June. So that's how long of a gap that is. So just a pen doodle. I started a pen doodle and never finished it, so I went back in with red pencil. This was supposed to be Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, but I didn't like the way he was turning out. And then this is Toka. I did her face, and I was sort of more feeling her, so I moved into a bigger piece. So I drew Toka from Tokyo Ghoul, and I kind of thumbnailed other ideas for her, but none of them really fit with what I was feeling. I liked this one a lot, but I didn't have the time to draw her mask. So I went with this and I gave her like a bunny clip. She was going to be wearing a Slipknot t-shirt because it was a present for my friend for her graduation party. And she loves Slipknot and Tokyo Ghoul, so I was going to do that. But I just drew Toka in like a flannel. And I really liked that. This was just a doodle, some brain musings, drawing a hand that didn't turn out good, practice face, and then drawing this, which I really love. But like the style change in a lot of this, it goes from really big eyes on any given page to tiny, to like smaller, more actually proportioned faces, and it makes me happy that I've grown that much in my art. I tried to draw a guinea pig without reference and it went badly. This is before I left on vacation for our long weekend vacation that Kelsey and I went on. So I just drew a girl and I liked that. And then I drew piggies. So I drew guinea pigs from reference because Kelsey has 2 guinea pigs, now 3 guinea pigs. And then I doodled, and it reminded me a lot of Vaxeldon from Critical Role, their first campaign, so I decided it was Vax. This is from our friend's graduation party. There was a draw-off. This guy was drawing Kelsey, and so I drew him. And this is kind of how that came out. It's like a live study, I guess, which was really fun. Kelsey doodled along the bottom here. She started this one and then told me to finish it, so I finished it. This was in a video, so it's just like my sparkly inks and stuff that I got from Winsor Newton and some mouth and eye practice. This is the next page for Alexandra. So this was a doodle. I don't know if I discussed the horn yet, so that might be something I save for another D&D video. But she's got a horn. We're going to just leave that. She doesn't actually have one, it's a thing. But this was me thinking about her, and then I actually have, if I can grab this real quick, Monster High dolls that I'm working on customizing as characters. So this is going to be Alexandra because it's got her purple skin. And then I've got another one that'll be Faraday. I actually got into this because I was doing Caduceus for a project for my visual arts 3D class. He's not quite finished, but I mean, he's got hair, he's got a repaint. I even did like the fluffy flocking for his side shave. He's got a bit of beard. So the last part is to do the clothing, and I just never got around to it because I have to cover up all of my rough construction that I did because I didn't know what I was doing the first time around. But after doing him, I've kind of learned. So I had to make him taller. I made his proportions a little bit better. I even gave him like an actual chin as opposed to the weird squishy face I had. And you will probably notice this is not a Monster High doll. This is a, it was Merida from Brave. It was a Disney doll. So there's that. But Caduceus has got his little ears kind of flopping down, and yeah. So that tangent aside, I traced over Monster High Doll to kind of have their proportions to work off of, because this is the idea for Alexandra's costume. So I even marked out colors for Copics so I could do that Copic illustration I did. So long white sleeves, leather chest piece with a belt, and then the quiver stuck to the back. Then there's a split bottom skirt that she has, and this little fabric that covers it. And on it, it says Maius in Elvish. Maius is undercommon for sage or scholar. So I thought that would be cool for Alexandra because she understands Elvish and undercommon. So, and yeah, so she would be wearing all kinds of stuff with this. But this was the idea for it, and I really enjoyed that. Sketching her weaponry and stuff, and things of that nature. Trying to figure out how her armor plate would work. Trying to figure out how I would make it, so I wrote pleather at the top, but I don't know if that's thick enough. So there's that. But I ended up going with this high waist design, which you see in the final illustration with the sun on it. So I love this spread. So I doodled some hair, and then I doodled this girl, and I really love her expression and her face. Like, I feel like this is just really good. I drew an eye for Crowley, and I wrote Hey Angel, and wrote Agnes Nutter on a book, drew like the weird spaceships, and then I drew Crowley and Aziraphale from Good Omens, and I love them, because look at Aziraphale, he's such a squish. And then I drew Crowley super angular, and I really like it, and I feel like it really looks like them, and I love it. It just makes me a happy person. And then there's a doodle, her ear's a little long, an eyeball, a face I was going to draw and then didn't, sword blade, and then this is the final design for Alexandra. So she's got kind of a squish face, soft eyes, her angled bob that she's got going, which isn't so much a bob, it's just like a shorter haircut, her bow, and just, I love this posing, and this illustration came out really nice. So, pardon me, I work at a summer camp. And I decided to bring my sketchbook in to show kids, like, hey, see, I'm an artist. I do art. And they loved it, and they wanted me to teach them. So these next couple pages are doodles that I've done at, like, work and taught kids how to draw. So Vaxeldon I did as a teaching lesson, not necessarily for elves, but as, like, a character design sort of thing. And it turned out looking like Vax, so I love it. There's a girl in an egg cup under here. She's kind of covered up, and I don't want to pull this off, so... and then I drew a little egg cup. I played with my new brush pen that I have, which is one of these, which is really nice. I don't remember the name of it, though. I've always wanted one. I think it's a Kuretake. And then this was another doodle showing kids that you can use crayon to make nice colors. And just doodling. I liked her face. Thought it turned out nice. This was drawing at home and just doodling and trying to be more comfortable with what I was doing. This smiley face is from a purple Sharpie that I stole from somewhere. And just doodles playing with my new pen. These are sketches from work. So I drew her, I drew Vexalia to match Vax. So they've got similar face shapes and the feathers in their hair. Bean drawing. Shoot, okay. I knew that was going to happen. Sorry, my camera shut off on me. That's the one bad thing about using a DSLR to record. So, bean drawing underneath it is a sketch I didn't care for, so I just covered it. A doodle I did at work, trying to show kids different ways to draw things. I wrote shizballs because I can't swear at work. Another pencil doodle, the proportioning's weird, but the hands turned out okay, I guess. Skip the page. This was doodles for me, which was really nice. I didn't have to worry about teaching kids anything. So I got a new box of purple pencils because I ran out. So I was messing with those at home, and then I drew this one at work while I was watching a bunch of kids do stuff, and I really liked the way this one turned out. I mean, except for the hands. The hands are a little small, but I do that a lot. Another bean drawing showing how to draw the smaller face. This was just a doodle. that I did, and I really liked it. I was showing how to pose and kind of do it a little bit better when you don't really know what you're doing. So she's kind of playing with like her hoodie string, and she got her other hand in her pocket, and I kind of like it. These are the lyrics to Sulfur, which is a Slipknot song. It says, "You don't always know where you stand till you know that you won't run away. There's something inside me that feels like breathing in sulfur," and I really like that song. It's a very angry song, but I like that song. And then I drew like an angry person. I was drawing a bird, and I kind of like the way this one turned out, and then I got taken away from my drawing. And then this was an idea for Snow White and Rose Red. It's a collab that I might still be doing, but I don't know. I never really finalized the design on it because I just couldn't figure out how I liked it. Like, I liked this idea, and then I liked this idea, and then there's a third idea in here that I liked, but it just, I couldn't get the drawing to look right. Some watercolor playing around because I was really bored and I didn't know what to draw. So I was using my Jane Davenport watercolors before I got rid of them, because this is no longer Jane Davenport. Oh no, it fell out again. Watercolors. This is a mixture of Sennelier and Daniel Smith. Daniel Smith across the top with Moonglow here, and then Sennelier on the bottom. But yeah, so these were Jane Davenport watercolors before I got rid of them, and don't use them anymore. So just playing around with them. The paper doesn't like it very much. It warps pretty badly. Me playing with Copics on this paper. I did this doodle in just pencil, and then I outlined the face in my brush pen, and I really like it because I'm trying to get a handle on my line weights. So I like this one a lot. I think it's got a very nice softness to it, and then I flipped it over to see how bad the proportions were, which isn't bad. This was doodling at work. These two appear. And then I drew this one at home after work because I liked this design, so I kind of focused more on it. And it's kind of like a cotton candy hair, and I like it. This was my other idea for my Snow White and Rose Red, and I still don't like it, so I just kind of moved on. And I drew this instead, and I like this a lot. It's kind of soft, and I like it. I drew a flower growing and blooming for some reason. Definitely is kind of the mood I was in. Some more doodles. I drew a lot this day, so I was practicing eye shapes and trying to do different ones, different nose shapes, because somebody had said to me that my work was pretty boring and nothing was as unique, which was hurtful. So I tried to kind of focus on doing different things. I did all the different eye shapes that I could think of, all the different noses and different styles, and I just was having a rough day. This was another rough day. I just didn't have a lot of time to draw, so I doodled, and it was kind of like a leaf idea, and I don't know, and it was weird, and I sort of like this. More doodles. I drew her at work, and her, and her. It was kind of my progression through a bad day that I had. I was okay in the morning, I was kind of apprehensive during the midday, and then I had like a really rough, bad afternoon. So when I got home, I drew, and I kind of did this outfit, and I sort of liked it. I tried some weird foreshortening on the legs, and I don't know if it worked, but I kind of like this. This doodle came out nice, and I like this one a lot. I would fix the face if I were to do it again, though, because the eyes aren't quite the right shape. And then this is one of the last pages. This last page here is my rough page that I normally have. This was the last day that I drew in this, which was July 29th, 2019. And I just kind of doodled around until I came up with something I liked, and then went over it with pen, and that's what it was. And it's nothing super special. I just feel like it's a testament to how far my style has come from this to this, where instead of being very stiff posing, I feel like there's a lot more movement to it, and I've kind of got more of a better grasp on how the body works because I've taken figure drawing now. The proportioning is definitely better. My line work is very shaky, which is my own fault because I always do that. And I just feel like it's a little bit better. I feel like it's not my best work, but I feel like it's better. This was for an essay that was due apparently in December for my art class. And then this was when I went on vacation. I wrote down the channel numbers so I knew which ones they were, because I like HGTV, Food Network, and Nickelodeon for cartoons. I was testing out how things smudged on this, how things lay, so the gel pens work really nice. Ballpoint pens are good, microns are good. Copics bleed terribly, so I didn't end up using it very much. And then just other things testing on it. And then I wanted to buy a lot more of Autocano's watercolors, but I didn't have a chance, so I got 2 of them. So that is this sketchbook. If you're interested, it is the Denick sketchbook. The cover is by Tyler Spangler, and it's a marbled cover. And this has taken a beating because I've carried this to work. I have carried this everywhere. So it's done me good. I definitely would recommend the Denick sketchbooks if you need a good sketchbook. But that has been this sketchbook. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a long video, and I know it is. So if you watched to the end, thank you so much. And I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, if you like this video, be sure to check out another one over there. And if you want to see the full playlist for this series, check out over here. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.